People of the verse, hello and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and in today's video we are going to review the sprint report that was shown yesterday in Inside Star Citizen, because it does feature some very juicy tidbits of information. Not really Pico, although that is indeed some cool merch indeed. Before we do that, guys, I want to show you guys something. This is my buddy DG360. Unfortunately, his PC died, so if you enjoy his content on YouTube and on stream, you can help him out here on Streamlabs. This is where you can help him get basically a new PC. I know how this situation feels, because this is exactly what happened to me last year, and I really appreciated all the support that you guys gave me, so I wanted to give it back here. I helped him out, other people helped him out too, and if you enjoy his content, this is the best thing you can do to make sure that he can produce content for us once more. Anyway, guys, let's go back to our topic of the day here, and let's go to the sprint report here.
Let's start things off with another look at the continuing development of cargo decks.
Thank you. Jared says it even better than me. So there we go, cargo decks. And, you know, I'm going to, let's put this full screen here. I'm going to repeat something that people have been mentioning on Spectrum, and this is true. This is something that is also a little bit worse, and we've seen those cargo decks look absolutely awesome. That, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people are saying on Spectrum that they're getting a little bit worried that those cargo decks may be some kind of glorified trade terminal, and this is something that I am also a little bit worried about, because we haven't seen any gameplay footage. You know, Jared keeps telling us that there's going to be new missions and new opportunities, even for combat players who'll be escorting all the ships. That's great, but we haven't seen any of those missions yet. Now, usually we don't see those missions until they're either in a PTU. Sometimes they are leaked on Star Citizen Leaks Discord as well, but it would be nice to have a little, maybe an inside Star Citizen about those extra missions that will be available in the cargo decks.
The new additions to space stations scheduled to come online in the upcoming 3.11. And we've been able to follow the progress of these new station modules.
Look at those big freight boxes here. They look absolutely, they look absolutely massive. And I wonder if this is a preview of some of the larger boxes that will be available in ships, because we know that right now the little cargo boxes that we have inside our ships when we are buying commodities are kind of game breaking for larger ships. Like, that's the reason why we can't have the whole sea, for example, because the game simply can't afford to have several thousand smaller boxes instead of having several dozen bigger boxes. So maybe we are looking here at some assets that will be used in the future. This is something that they've been talking about several times on Star Citizen Live, and calling all devs, I think.
For some time, thanks to staggered development. But if this is your first look, cargo decks are intended to provide a place for the storing and transfer of goods for both players and NPCs alike. You'll find them along major trade routes or Lagrange points, and in geostationary orbit above major landing zones, as they perform as both commercial harbors and warehouses for all major trade goods in the verse.
So basically what Jared is saying is that these cargo decks will be available at every space station, basically almost every space station that are right now in the verse. So those space stations, you know, thinking, you know, Everest Harbor, by Jenny Point, you know, above those planets, but also at the Lagrange points. So that is good news. It's going to give plenty of opportunities for traders. Maybe traders with a crime stat will perhaps go to some of the stations on the Lagrange points, whereas maybe those above planets will be a little bit more secure and require no crime stat at all. That is something that is going to be seen. Interesting that Jared said that NPCs will be trading there as well, but we definitely need to have an update on Quanta and when those NPCs will come up. No news has been given to us. Maybe this is a little spoiler from CitizenCon, you know, probably. I mean, we should expect to have an update on Quanta and the work that Tony Zurvik is doing during CitizenCon.
As they continue to develop for 3.11 and beyond, they'll provide a range of cargo and trade-related missions, trade security missions,
there you go,
your chance to interact with and gain rank with the Cargo Guild, your chance to find...
Well, the Cargo Guild, is this coming? Whoa. Cargo Guild, in-game Cargo Guild, is this coming up in Star Citizen at 3.11? Something I'd like to know as well. Jared also mentioned staggered development, and we'll be talking about the roadmap after this segment, by the way, still in this channel, in this video, I mean. And it is true that Star Citizen of 3.11 is looking to be coming along pretty well. It would be interesting to see if it is going to be as delayed as Star Citizen of 3.10. Well, at the same time, it doesn't have nearly as many features as Star Citizen of 3.10. Star Citizen of 3.10 was also very heavy on features, so are we gonna have a patch on time? We'll talk about that in the roadmap update later.
Find rentals, and if you've ever worked in a warehouse or big box store before like I have, maybe a few secreted areas employees on their breaks are supposed to know about.
Oh my goodness, a little bit of booze here. Maybe a hidden terminal would be great, you know, no questions asked. That would be awesome as well. Yes. All right, very good. Well, let's move on.
In FPS Weapons, we've got a quick look at the AO3 ballistic sniper rifle.
That looks like a very sleek sniper rifle, very sleek and powerful, totally Gemini style. You guys know that that's my favorite weapon manufacturer in the game because of the almighty F55. The S71 is also very nice as well, this assault rifle. But the sniper rifle here is looking like it's going to be doing a lot of damage at long range. I like that very much, and especially that design here. I'm not so sure about what this is for, but this is a very cool design. Like that very much.
It just looks darn cool. Now, after recent work we covered earlier this quarter on the development of a balance triangle for all FPS weapons, we now know that Gemini weapons target accuracy and speed as their strong suits. They're more like
accuracy and speed. Well, actually, it took me several months to master the F55, but once you know how to use the F55, it is indeed very accurate. Indeed, you guys have seen me playing Star Marine with the F55. I could basically kill people at long range without any. I don't have any attachment on my M55. I don't need to, and I can kill people from at the other side of the map with it. And yeah,
like marksman weapons than something super hard hitting. But if you'd rather quantity of bullets over precision,
that's my stuff.
These concepts for Bearing's new FS9 light machine gun have...
Oh, that's gonna be a light. When is this coming? A Bearing machine gun? Look at that beastly magazine here. Oh yeah. When is this coming? Please, Jared, tell us.
There's a stylish look that says, "I have a whole lot of bullets. Don't give me a reason to give them to you." Is Bearing supposed to look this mean? Additionally, the wear and tear system enabled by the new hard surface shader is now beginning to be applied to existing weapons like this rocket launcher from Apocalypse Arms and this tried and true Gemini SMG, both using a workflow of curvature, wear, dirt, blend maps, and mask.
Well, that's so funny because the Gemini weapons still look cool even with being old and dirty. That is great design.
To achieve their results. In Squadron 42 news, there's...
Okay, so there's the... It's like, hey, we've got something from Squadron 42. We are communicating about Squadron 42. Yeah, well, that's not enough. That's not enough.
This. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, or who it's for.
Well, it's for Vandals, of course, and we've seen that we've seen this weapon in the Squadron 42 trailers, I think. So this is not really spoiler or news.
Or how many poor UEE service folk it's killed. But whatever the story there, it sure looks mean. Work continues bringing the new runtime probes and day-night light cycles to existing locations throughout Stanton, like the Area 18 Plaza seen here. Now, instead of all the lights being on all the time like they used to be, lighting artists are now going through and crafting two distinct palettes for the plaza between day and night. Now, we don't think they're quite there just yet, but it was an effective sprint and the team's having a lot of fun developing these new looks.
Now that's awesome, and also it's going to bring, especially during the day, it's not really going to change anything at night. Probably lighting is going to be a little bit more optimized to improve frames, but having having the lights off during the day, which totally makes sense, is also going to improve frames, especially on lower spec machines. So that is excellent optimization in my opinion, and I think that most backers are going to enjoy that.
We've also been following along with the development of fire hazard and propagation for Squadron 42 and Star Citizen, and we're back for another hot update.
Oh man, I don't know what you guys think about fire, but I know it's going to be, it's immersive, I know it's realism, I know, I just don't like it. I just don't like I'm afraid of fire, you know. Except if I'm the guy who sets things on fire. But if I have, for example, that's the reason why I've never done, for example, the Clovis Donnelly mission, you know, with the I know it's ridiculous because there's no fire. This is something I want to put, but I was scared. I was scared by the Star Citizen 2020, was it like 2018 demo where we had to go into the fire to pick up that thing in the down satellite. I was like, oh no, that's not for me. I got something against fire, and that's my weakness. I'm afraid of it, and I don't like this.
This is a two-part exploration of both voxel and entity-based solutions that will be blended together to enable dynamic.
Look at that, tells you the temperature, all the different parameters here, even how much fuel there is here to the fire. So I guess that when it goes to 0, the fire stops.
Propagation between the two. What you're seeing here is a system that tracks the temperature,
there we
fuel
go,
amount,
0
fire and
coming,
smoke intensities to create an ignition using placeholder particles
coming
for the
soon,
moment
I suppose.
That can spawn directly
there
from
you
the
go,
surface
0
of an
and
item
no more
and
fire,
then
just
envelop
smoke.
it.
Very cool.
Poor utility cart. Now, once that milestone was hit, the team then went to work actually blending the two solutions together for true entity to voxel propagation. You can see here our poor flaming cart, the entity, being dragged around this basic ship interior, igniting the surrounding voxels in flame. Now, to say that the number of teams here are excited about the gameplay possibilities of this would be an understatement. One day, fire extinguishers in the verse may be good for more than just getting a single kill in theaters of war. It happened. Look it up.
Yeah, it did. I did kill people with that.
The tech has progressed to allow for the reverse voxel to entity propagation. And then, of course, entity to entity propagation. Up next for the team.
All right. Well, we're gonna have fires in ships, I suppose. I guess that we're gonna need extra crew to take care of that when we were being shot. Makes me think of, you know, in Star Wars, you know, when they escape the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon, and R2-D2 comes in with a fire extinguisher to extinguish fires. I guess that we're gonna have to need that in our ships as well.
Working on various extinguishing methods, including chemical propellant, loss of atmosphere, and more. Members from our environment team focused on organics are currently exploring new ways to get increasingly realistic surface coverage of things like grass or meadows using our new paint tools.
That is looking very nice. This is not something that we have on Macrotech right now. Now, I was wondering, I saw that in the preview, in the Inside Stars preview, what planet is that? I was trying to look here. Oh, is there anything? It looks like, look at that, Pyro4.cri. You guys maybe can't see that. Let me try to put this. There we go, right here. You can see Pyro4 dot whatever that is. So looks like this is a preview of Pyro 4 because that's what's written here, guys. Yep. Something that I don't think anyone has covered in any other channels, but you guys have it here. In this channel, we have our very first look of what looks like Pyro 4. Now, Pyro 4, for those of you who don't know, is a planet that actually orbits Pyro 5. It used to be near Pyro 3, but Pyro 3 kicked it out of its orbit, and it went all the way to around the gas giant. So we should see in the skies of Pyro 4 a gas giant. Probably it's not going to come in Star Citizen 4.0 because we're going to talk about that also during the roadmap update. We'll talk about the monthly report a little bit as well. But this is looking like a planet that is looking to be very interesting, especially if there's going to be that grass. I thought that all those plants around Pyro were dead, but they don't seem to be so dead after all. Or maybe this is just here for the test, right? But at least this is kind of how Pyro 4 seems to be looking like, according to what we are seeing on the name of that file.
Which seems simple until we remember that it has to be applied at a planetary scale while still reacting to smaller things like wind, vehicles, and players alike. What we're seeing here is a test for visual fidelity only, without the touch blending that would cause it to bend when you crawl through it like this player is. That touch blending pipeline is also under development, and you can bet we'll have updates when the time comes.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for quite some time. I was actually hoping to see that grass blending. That grass looks phenomenal, by the way. It looks really phenomenal.
In ship updates, we've got a new look at the Origin 100i, which
okay, cool. By the way, the Origin 100i, which we just gave away, so thank you so much, Max Power, the J-Man. You are still, you still need to claim your prize, by the way. So yeah, I hope that you're gonna be able to fly your brand new 100i very soon.
done final art stage. You can see.
Okay, so here we are. That looks like the cargo deck. Oh, we can see. Yeah, that's definitely the cargo version because it's blue. We can see it on the wing here.
Here, the external cargo bay found in the 135 variant. The beginnings of a cockpit interior with its yoke and control scheme.
Okay, wow, that definitely looks Origin indeed. It also looks a little bit less luxurious than the 300i, which makes sense because the 100i is supposed to be like the entry level of the Origin ship of actual, you know, starship. I'm not counting the 85X and the M50 because these are obviously special ships. So it makes sense because Origins always, you know, mimics real car manufacturers, and their entry level is always a little bit more simplistic than the rest of their line. So that makes sense to be seeing what we're seeing here.
Folks getting started on the landing gear and testing the compression because these ships like to hang close to the ground. And then the beginnings of a materials pass on the exterior.
Wow, it looks really nice. It looks really beautiful. I wonder, so these look like thrusters. The 100i also has those fuel scoops. I really wonder where they're located. Are these here in the wings, perhaps? That would be it would be great to have a little info here.
We've also got...
Yes, look at that! Hercules Starlifter. This is what I like with Crusader. And you see that round shape makes me think of those Corellian ships in the Star Wars universe. That's why I love Crusader ships so much. I love the design. Look at the lightning at the same time. Looking fantastic. I can't wait to have my Crusader ships in the game.
This look at the gray box interior.
Oh, that's gray box. It's not concept anymore, guys. This is gray box.
Initial materials pass for the Hercules Starlifter from Crusader Industries.
Oh, beautiful.
A couple disclaimers about what you're going to see here. This is a big ship with a lot of space left to fill. But these areas you see here are an indication of the general look and feel being explored for the interiors. And before you go and fire the janitor, these images were taken in the middle of a wear and tear materials pack.
Oh yeah, well we can see that it's quite dirty indeed. We can see what is there gonna be janitorial services in Star Citizen, guys? Really? How are we going to clean this mess? I really wonder.
It probably won't be this dirty when it makes its way into the Star Citizen universe. Pico wouldn't allow it. For an interior that's a fair...
there's my baby. Look at that, the Star Runner, and the art here directly inspired from the Millennium Falcon, of course. Of course.
A bit cleaner at the moment. Here's a sneak peek inside the Crusader Industries Mercury Star Runner.
Oh my goodness, look at that. There we go, little table here in the kitchen. They all have those chess tables. I was hoping the chase table would be at a cozier place.
Now, like the brochure says, if you need it there fast and unscathed, you can't do better than a Mercury. Highlights here include the rec room.
Ah, there it is. Okay, so maybe that was a placeholder, because this looks more like it. This is like the rec room, recreational room with books, plants. Not so sure I want plants, but I definitely want to have those bottles here. The couch, very nice. Probably, you know, if we can have some passengers with no questions asked, they'll probably be sitting here. I can totally see that.
Scanning room.
Okay,
the foyer, gotta love a good foyer, and the cockpit.
Oh my, first look at the Star Runner cockpit, yeah. Oh, those stairs, how do we, oh yeah, these are the stairs here, and we climb either here or here. Very cool. It does have struts, one here, but they don't seem like they are going to obstruct visibility so much. This is really, it's much bigger than I thought. Even the cockpit is much bigger than I thought. It will be interesting to see how it flies. Is it gonna fly more like a Cutlass? That's something I would expect, you know. Is it gonna fly more than like a Cutlass? It's also going to be fast. If I remember, it's like 1,100 meters per second. So it's gonna be faster than the Cutlass. It's gonna be faster than the Freelancer as well.
So what did we learn about this?
All right, we learned quite a lot of things here, and really excited about the work that they've done here. Where's my baby in the Star Runner? We're going to talk about the roadmap progress right now, by the way. So let's have a look at what was done in the roadmap. Of course, there we go. This really feels nice to see. But Star Citizen Alpha 3.10 is now released, so we can finally close that tab. By the way, they did not put the Greygat Rock. I'm very surprised. Should be there. But now 3.11 locations. Let's have a look at the locations right now. The cargo decks, which had an extra 3 tasks completed. Now they are standing at 34 tasks out of 47. We saw that in the sprint report. They are looking absolutely fantastic, and they are looking like they are going to be completed pretty much soon, guys. For your information, it's August 8th, meaning that in about a month we should already be back in PDU phase for 3.11. Yeah, that's what happens, when we are delayed that much. Then live versions don't stand that long anymore, unfortunately. So we're basically gonna have about a month of Star Citizen Alpha 3.10 before we start moving into the 3.11 season, where we're gonna have Evo Caddies, and then after the PTU. And with staggered development that was mentioned by Jared, staggered development finally does look like it may bear its fruits at long last. It's been about a year more than a year since they announced staggered development. Seems like it is finally showing some result, because 3.11 looks like it is well on the way. So I'm really glad to see that. Unfortunately, no progress made by AI here. Usually this is done at the last minute, so I'm not too worried about that. As far as gameplay is concerned, 2 more tasks here completed for throw, improved throw, which now stands at 42 tasks out of 59. We are going to move down to ships. No tasks completed here in the 100i series. We should expect some more next week. But the Mercury Star Runner has jumped from 30 tasks to 45 tasks now, standing at 45 tasks out of 115 completed. Looking very nice indeed, as we could see here in that episode of Inside Star Citizen. Speaking of weapons and items, the Bearing BR2 ballistic shotguns is now standing at 4 tasks out of 7. This is an extra 2 tasks completed. That is it for Star Citizen Alpha 3.11. Let's talk about Star Citizen Alpha 3.12. And the refining desks have had an extra task complete, standing now at where is that? That's gameplay, sorry. Gameplay, not refining. The gameplay has an extra task complete, standing now at 40 tasks out of 43. This used to be completed, but they decided to do something else, so we're back into development with 4 tasks out of 5 for weapon zeroing. And they've also delayed object push and pull. This mechanic allows players to grab a larger object and move it around an environment by either pulling or pushing it. This was in Star Citizen Alpha 3.11. This is being delayed to Star Citizen Alpha 3.12. Now, there's something else that I want to talk about, guys, very quickly. Let's go to the main website, and we've been given a nice little roadmap. We've been given a nice little monthly report. Where's the monthly report? There you go. There's the monthly report for July 2020. And they did talk a little bit about the Pyro system. So that's what I'm going to talk about here. And this is really exciting. So they talked about the brush here that we saw in the last episode of Inside Star Citizen. But here, listen to that, guys. Production wrapped up on Pyro 3 and Pyro 4. It means they finished Pyro 3 and Pyro 4, and now it looks like they're working also on Pyro 6. So maybe the leaks were incomplete, because they were saying originally that when we were listening to Star Citizen leaks, like Star Citizen leaks was saying that at first they are looking at releasing Pyro 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it seems like they're also working on Pyro 6 too. And Pyro 6 is kind of like a dead planet on the far side of the Pyro system. Now, of course, it is being orbited by Rune Station, so maybe they want to wait until Rune Station is completed too. But looks like the Pyro system is doing some good progress. But yeah, this is what I was talking about here. Pyro 5 is currently on hold due to it requiring gas giant tech, which is research and development alongside Crusader. The same goes for the touch blending vegetation asset that we also saw in the Inside Star Citizen episode. Here's what I think they should do. Let's say, for example, that all planets except for Pyro 5 are ready for Star 4.0. Just do like in the setting system, release the entire system and put a placeholder that looks like Pyro 5 for Pyro 5, and that's it, right? But we shall see. Anyway, exciting news regarding Pyro 4, and this is, yeah, let's have a look back at what we were seeing in our episode of Inside Star Citizen when we saw those little grass here. There, this is how it kind of is going to look like. Probably not the grass here, because this is very much new tech in progress, but probably the landscape that we see behind those mountains over there, and that color scheme here is probably what we should expect for Pyro 4. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Star Citizen content. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.